You did not choose to click on this video. That sentence sounds insane. It is not insane. It might be the most accurate sentence in this entire script. Physics has a problem with the idea of choice, not a small problem. This concept might not survive contact with reality problem. Here's the claim. Every decision you have ever made was decided before you made it. Not by fate, not by God, by physics. Let's build the case. In 1814, a mathematician named Pierre-Simon Laplace proposed a thought experiment. Imagine an intelligence that knows the exact position and velocity of every particle in the universe, every atom, every electron, every neuron in your skull. Laplace said this intelligence could calculate the entire future, not predict it, calculate it, like solving a math problem, where the universe is the equation and tomorrow is the answer. If that's true, your decision to watch this video wasn't a decision. It was a result. The atoms in your brain were always going to arrange themselves this way, because the atoms before them were arranged that way, in a chain going back to the Big Bang. This is called determinism. And under determinism, choice is just a word we invented because we can't see the chain reaction happening inside our own skull. Naturally, physicists tried to break this. In the 20th century, they found quantum mechanics. And quantum mechanics seemed to say, some things are not determined. A radioactive atom doesn't decay at a fixed calculable moment. It decays randomly. Truly, mathematically randomly. Not random because we lack information. Random is a fundamental property of reality. This should have saved free will. It didn't. Randomness is not choice. If your decision to watch this video was caused by a random quantum fluctuation in your brain instead of a deterministic chain of atoms, that's not you choosing anything either. That's a dice roll wearing your face. Determinism says you were always going to do this. Quantum randomness says a coin flip did it. Neither one is you deciding anything. You've been handed two explanations, and both of them write you out of the story. There's a third option. A small group of physicists argue reality is secretly deterministic even at the quantum level, that the randomness is fake, and there's a hidden mechanism underneath. If they're right, we're back to square one. The universe was always going to end up exactly here, exactly now, with you exactly like this. Then it gets worse. Because neuroscience decided to check what's happening the moment you actually decide something. In the 1980s, a scientist named Benjamin Libet wired people's brains to a machine and asked them to move their finger whenever they felt like it. He measured brain activity right before the movement, and he found something called the readiness potential, a buildup of neural activity that started before the person reported feeling like they decided to move. Your brain was already building the decision before you showed up to have it. Later researchers pushed back on exactly what that signal means. Some argue it's closer to background neural noise than an actual unconscious decision. The debate isn't fully settled, but even the more careful, more skeptical versions of this research keep landing in the same uncomfortable place. Your conscious sense of deciding arrives late. It's not steering the car, it's reading a headline about where the car already went. So here's where we are. Classical physics says the future was fixed at the Big Bang. Quantum physics says maybe some of it is random instead, which isn't freedom, just noise. And your own brain seems to make the call before the you part of you notices. At this point, philosophers stepped in, because someone had to. Their move is called compatibilism, and it's less a rebuttal than a redefinition. Compatibilists say, fine, the universe is deterministic. But free will was never supposed to mean uncaused by physics. It just means acting according to your own reasoning and desires without someone holding a gun to your head. Under this definition, you're still free, even if your desires themselves were caused by prior physical states. Because freedom was never about escaping causation. It was about the causation running through you instead of around you. It's a clever move. It's also, depending on who you ask, either the correct resolution to this entire problem or a very sophisticated way of changing the question so everyone can stop arguing. Here's the uncomfortable part nobody tells you. It doesn't matter which one is true. Determinism, randomness, and compatibilism all describe the same universe from three different angles. What changes is not the universe. What changes is you, the version of you that keeps showing up anyway, making the next move, building the next thing, keeping the next promise, regardless of whether a philosopher a few time zones away has settled the debate. Maybe you are always going to end up exactly here. Maybe the atoms lined up 9 billion years ago to put you in front of this exact screen, at this exact second. Fine. Then make the next few atoms count.